Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cultivate Agri. In the previous session, we learned the concepts of tractor, a topic in agriculture engineering. And in the upcoming videos, we discuss the components of IC engine. So subscribe this channel to get notification. In this session, we learn the basic concepts in sericulture. Let's start the session. As silk thread is the basic unit for shoeing purposes, there is a need for sericulture. So the easiest way of understanding sericulture is rearing of silkworms and cultivation of food plant, that is mulberry leaves, and also production of marketable product, that is silk thread. The advantages are income generation and job opportunities in rural areas. Now we discuss the concept of discovery of silk thread. It is the Chinese Empress Zi Lingqi was the first to find the silk cocoon. She accidentally dropped the silk cocoon in warm water. While removing the cocoon, she finds that it yielded a very fine fiber, which is strong enough for making cloths. Here we discuss the terminologies related to silk. The shell spun by the silkworm larvae is known as cocoon. For spinning a shell, a thread-like structure is produced by the silkworm, is known as silk, and is also known as silk protein. This silk protein comprises two types of protein. One is fibroin and the other is sericin. The central part of the fiber is known as fibroin, and it is the protein present in silk thread. The coating of fiber is known as sericin. It is soluble in warm water. An elongated structure which resembles a thread is known as fiber. The twisting of collection of thread is yarn. The protein produced from silkworm is known as silk protein. The silk producing larvae is silkworm. The domesticated silkworm, Bombyx mori, is extensively reared in India and it belongs to the family Bombycidae. It is the picture of two types of protein present in silk cocoon. One is fibroin and the other is sericin. Now we learn the concept of extracting the silk thread. The two types of layer present in silk cocoon is one is outer layer protein coat and the other is inner layer sericin and fibroin. The protein fibroin present in silk thread. In order to extract silk thread, we have to remove outer layer protein coat and sericin. The process of removing outer layer is known as deflossing. As sericin is soluble in warm water during cocoon cooking, it is easily removed. And finally, the silk thread is extracted. Here is the picture of Bombyx mori, a mulberry silkworm. It is suitable for rearing in the climatic conditions of India. The resting stage of egg of a silkworm to escape from unfavorable condition is known as diapause. If a seller faces no competition on selling a product is monopoly. The process of taking out of silk thread from silk cocoon is reeling. The basic food plant for the silkworm is known as mulberry leaves. It is the picture of mulberry leaves for feeding purposes for rearing silkworm. Now we discuss the concept of reeling. The process of taking out of silk thread from silk cocoon is reeling. Here the cocoons are placed in warm water. In order to achieve strength and thickness, The silk fiber is obtained from nearly 5 cocoons, which is connected to one end of the reeler machine. The desirable thickness is achieved by measuring a unit called denier. It is the traditional method of reeling process. The separation of newly hatched silkworm larvae from the egg and transfer to a tray is known as brushing. The removal of outer layer present in the silk cocoon is known as deflossing. It can be done either by hand or by brush. The cocoon is placed in warm water to loosen the silk filament is known as cocoon cooking. Denier is the unit to measure the thickness of silk thread. Now we discuss the picture of brushing, deflossing and cocoon cooking. In the first picture, the newly hatched silkworm larvae is placed in a tray. The freshly chopped mulberry leaves is taken in a net. The silkworm larvae crawls through the net, through the holes present in the net, and it reaches the rearing bed. It is the picture of rearing bed for silkworm larvae. The brushing is done to find the reeling ends of the silk cocoon. And in the last picture, cocoon cooking is done to loosen the silk filament. As silk has excellent characteristics, the silk is also known as queen of textiles. The silk has a structure which is smooth, fine, shiny and round shaped. It is the strongest of all natural fibers when comparable to steel. It has excellent absorbency, so it enables the silk to absorb dyes and also resistant to wrinkling during washing. As silk has insulating property, it remains warm in winter and cool in summer. It is the example of absorbency. The silk cloth absorbs dyes and printing very well. It is the example of strength. The silk thread is used for sewing and tailoring purposes. Now we discuss the terminologies related to life cycle of silkworm. The life cycle of silkworm begins from the first stage, that is egg. The freshly hatched silkworm is known as ant. The insect larvae shed its outer covering during growth is known as instar. The most active and feeding stage is known as larvae. Similarly, the inactive stage is pupa. The shell spun by silkworm larvae is cocoon. The emergence of moth from cocoon is known as adult moth. It is the picture of life cycle of silkworm. The life cycle of silkworm completes within 6 to 8 weeks. Note down the question and write the answers in the comment box section. It is the answer for previous session. I hope you understand the basic concepts in sericulture. If you need any update, you can write it in the comment box section. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.